what are you guys' thoughts? And I know we all know people and maybe some people on the call, right? But guys who get out and do their best to act like they were never incarcerated. I want to hear thoughts on that. Because I got some close homies, some ex-bunkies that they like, hey, they don't know. Hey, don't say nothing, right? So I don't know. Moose, you start. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's me. Like I said, I was in the closet hard, because no, I'm serious, because I've got too entwined with a whole bunch of people that can directly affect my life adversely if they should ever find out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I don't want to live like that.
Yep. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Keith.
Yeah, for me, it was a lot about family. It's about shame, right? Like my family, like, hey, don't let nobody know because it's gonna make us look bad. But then I had to come to acceptance, like, man, I'm a voice of other people, so I had to speak up. I had to make this. I had to like rip down that curtain of shame that's killing our community. Because if we don't talk about this issue, more people are gonna get harmed. And so I came out of the closet, and that's why I did it.
Wouldn't be the first time. No.
Yeah. So that's why I do the work I do, even though my family don't agree with it. I do reentry services.
Right. Yeah.
I turned down a good union job to do nonprofit work. Right. My family like, what the hell's wrong with you? Right. I said, for one, I said, I was one of those people that you say don't help. So the only reason you help me because I'm a family member. But what about them? They got a family too, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. They still. Some of them, made a bad choice. I'll make them the worst choice of their life, right? So, like, just look at them like you looked at me, the way you treat me. And see, that's how I look at them. The way that you looked at me, that's how I look at them. And so they accepted it. They don't like it, but they accepted it.
All right. Bruce?
Yeah, I know quite a few people that are like that, that are, they don't want, they act like they've never been in prison, and it's a defense mechanism, and it's cool. I'm good with it. I'm not the guy who's going to out them. So, I mean, I work with a lot of people, and I'm very vocal when I speak at all kinds of events and stuff. And I'm very vocal about my personal thing, but I actually find myself the same way sometimes. Early on, man, if I was on a bus going to work or anywhere, go shopping, whatever it was, and I, was cruising with somebody out of Geo or somebody else I knew that been in, and they immediately, what do you call it, code switching, where they they go into this language that, and they talk about old stories about being in prison, and the whole time I'm looking around at everybody sitting around us, and I'm like, shut up. Why are you talking? Now they all know. You know what I mean? So I get that. And it's still I'm in a neighborhood, a very gentrified neighborhood as far as I'm concerned, in Hayes Valley. And we have this house here, but all my neighbors and stuff really don't know. We've been here a year and a half, and they really don't know, but they you get these little questions from time to time, and it's like, I don't want to discuss it, with them. I'll discuss anything, but if they really want to know, they're going to have to, become friends, not just my neighbors. And, but I see them looking out the window when the occasional parole officer rolls up to have them sign paperwork. And I know they want to ask questions. But so I get both sides. I get, but I'm like, I'm out. I'm trying to make change. I'm trying to help people. I connect with networks that can get people jobs, can get people housing. You can come here. We've had people sent here from the parole office. And we've, pretty much rescued guys that got kicked out on this recent law. A couple different guys. Eldridge is now part of our community. He had 30 years in. They just kicked him out with no parole. You know what I mean? Yeah. You guys all know him.
Yep.
Red worked in the hobby shop. Yeah. And Marvin Much snatched him up, brought him out here, man, and put him up in our place. And now he's like one of the hottest new community members, and he loves it. I'm telling you. And they love him. It's amazing. So, I want to impact people. I want to go talk. I want to have these meetings like this. I do have these meetings like this. and I want to help people any way I can, because social change has to happen, and the best way for it to happen is from those people who have suffered through the adversity of that corrupt
100%.
system. You know what I mean? So yeah.
John,
Great.
what you think?
Yes. Initially, when I was in California, I mean, I went all out. I didn't care. Key, remember, me, you, and Danny, we were thinking about going to speak at a college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was in the business. I was working. I spoke at my own high school. I spoke through a connection from Anoop. I mean, I was all for it. I didn't care. I mean, the whole reason why I was out was because, I hate to say like this, because I went to prison. You know, it made me grow up. If it weren't for prison and learning what I learned, being around good people, the strong support network inside it, I mean, for me, there was nothing for me to hide. But I wasn't just gonna be blatantly, hey guys, I just came out of prison. You know what I mean? You had to be like Bruce said, you had to be a friend, a close friend, or someone that I felt confident enough for. You know what? Okay, I need to tell you something, but don't say nothing. But I didn't have a problem with it. Now, I said initially in the Philippines, it's different though. I don't want to put it on blast that I was actually deported, because there's too many questions I don't. For one, over here, my size is like I'm like bigger than a bunch of these the people over here, right? They're skinny, they're real skinny, and then when they see my tattoos, and once they find out, oh, you were deported, and they find out why I was deported, it's gonna be like, I don't want to make it any harder. I mean, not that I don't care how they look at me. It's just something that I feel like I'm not ready to share over here. But if you find out, I don't care. It's just not some information that I would volunteer to.
Yeah, I
even
guess,
my work doesn't even know that I'm not. I was actually in prison.
yeah, I think I 100% get both sides. I guess where I take kind of personal offense is when, and I'll just use like the current state of our country right now, and some people that are on whichever side of the aisle, want to post certain things, and they'll do things that are pretty much directly against us. And I'll be like, the hell you doing, bro? And like, oh, you can't respond like that because my work doesn't know. And I'm like, well, stop posting stupid shit, motherfucker, because I'll keep saying
Oh,
something.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
college is college.
yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I was on vacation, bro.
College.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Man.
Or if they're posting stuff like, like acting hard, and damn well that's not you, like cut that shit out, bro. Like that's not you. So that's where I kind of get up in arms. And I've had a couple of times where like I posted visiting room pictures, and anybody be like me, Johnny, like 2 or 3 other people, and I'll start tagging people, and they'll be like, don't tag me, people don't know. And I'm like, fuck. But I know people to the extent that have gotten married and like the other family doesn't know. And I'm like,
Yeah, I do
dude,
too.
like that's some way out shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, how can you
my whole
hide
thing
that
is,
for?
yeah, so but my thing is kind of like if and I'm about to go down a rabbit hole and probably get a bunch of unlikes and bad comments, but I love Dave Chappelle, right? I think he has some very intelligent comedy, and like he says something about transgenders where he says, I back you up, I support you 100%, but to what extent do I have to indulge in your personal beliefs, right? So if Moose said, I want you to call me a woman, well, just because you believe you're a woman, do I have to believe you're a woman, right? But that's also where that's where I kind of feel like, dude, you're an ex-con, you're doing well. You could be promoting that we're okay people now,
Yeah.
but you choose to hide, which doesn't help us,
Yeah.
And I'm like, when people ask me, hey man, if you could go back in time and change it all, would you? And I go, if I could not take that life, I would 100% change that, but I would still go to prison. And they're like, what? And I'm like, my personality is the same, but the Tito here today is not the Tito that was 24 years old and got locked up, And it took 7 years before I even started to think on the right track, So
Yeah.
I needed that time, right? Would I change the crime? Hell yes, 100%. But I wouldn't change anything else. And if none of that happened, I wouldn't have a beautiful daughter and wife, So no, I wouldn't change. No. But at the same time, yeah, I don't go around like with a scarlet letter, like I'm an ex-convict. Come ask me about it. Like,
Yeah.
no, but but yeah. So I hear you guys. I like getting other people's input on that, just because sometimes I question, should I feel that way? So,
Hey, I just want to say, it's everybody has their own process. You know what I mean? And how you heal or how you adapt, just like it was inside. You're out here doing this again in another community, in a much different one, a more advanced one, and there's so many different opinions. And it's like everybody's trying to change the world, and nobody's together on how to do that. And so somebody coming out, that could be based on a lot of fear. I mean, that we went through anyway, but coming out into this society after 20, 30, 40 years, some guys, you know what I mean, there's a fear thing there, and however they choose to heal that, internally, be it that they want to get out and speak about it, or they want to internalize it and keep it a secret. You know what? I'm good. I'm good with that, because like I said, I don't want to shame anybody for anything they do. So if that's their process and how they have to get through to deal with the PTSD they have, their interactions with the family members and stuff, if that's what you got to do to survive and be healthy, then more power to you. You know what I mean? I'm cool with that.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
That's true.
I want to say something about that. Like I said before, like like that shame is a part of our trauma.
Yes.
And the problem we have right now in our society is that stigma. And if we don't go about making it a healthy environment for our people getting out, nobody's gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but not
It's
everybody's the leaders. Some people are just the soldiers.
Yeah.
Some people are administrative clerks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever it may be.
Very well said. You're right there. Yeah.
Because it's like, the state's not going to do it.
No.
We already seen their services. You know what I mean? And it's like one of the biggest fears a lot of us getting out is losing that job.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. It's like a felon needs to employ a felon. I mean, I told somebody, if I start a business, the first people I'm hiring is felons, because I can count on them. Because I know that he worked for 8 cents an hour. I'm going to give a lot more than that.
So